when friends come and visit our studio. Catch them all in Muse Talks.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Muse Talks special Capstone edition, and this is the 6th episode where we'll be going over an online food business.
Hi guys, my name is Gerald. I'm one of the co-founders at YummyBros. So my company helps people to enjoy the journey of healthy eating. Yeah, and we do that by offering them ready-to-eat meals that they can order in bulk for the entire week. They can choose the foods according to their fitness goals. So let's say they want to lose weight, or they want to gain muscle mass, or they just want to eat healthily in general, right? They can customize their meals according to that. And you get delivered straight to them. So it's very convenient. And we like to take local recipes, like, you know, the food that you like to eat, like nasi lemak. So we take all these kind of like Asian cuisine, right? And then we reverse engineer the recipe to make it into something healthier. So that's what we do to help our customers to like enjoy dieting, because it's very difficult to just eat plain chicken breast and broccoli all the time.
Yeah, I think that's a stereotype, right? That most gym bros just eat like lean beef and chicken breast and broccoli, right?
Yeah, not sustainable.
I think a lot of Singaporeans also they love the local cuisine, but actually, truth be told, a lot of our local cuisine is quite high in fat, right?
Yes.
So I think it's great that you don't just try to shove like the Western like salads, like the typical health food that people think, and it's good they are engineering your product towards local taste buds.
I think one thing that like Health Promotion Board, right? They are doing a great job because they are encouraging all these local hawkers to take like lesser sodium stuff, healthier oils and things like that. So while they are doing that, what we try and do is we push it a step further. We allow our customers to customize their meals. So how much protein do you want? How much carbohydrates and fats do you want in your particular meal, right? We can customize it for them down to the gram. So if let's say they want a high protein meal, we pack it high protein for them. Lesser carbs, sure, no problem. We give you lesser rice and things like that.
How long have you been running this business for?
It's coming to 7 years. Yeah, it's been a great 7 years.
What was the inspiration behind this?
Back then, we were just like crazy gym bros. 3 of us, like me and my 2 other co-founders. Like we just go gym every day. But of course, there is the nutrition side of it also. We would cook our own meals and we kind of suck at cooking. Yeah, so we ate the same thing every day. We couldn't find like a solution that could make our life easier. We looked at the existing offerings and we found that $15, $16, even $20 a meal, right, was something that our budget couldn't really stomach. Yeah, pardon the pun. Yeah, so we decided that, I think this country needs a meal prep brand that is super convenient, super customizable, and is enjoyable at the same time. So that's how we decided to come up with it.
Prior to that, do you have any background in F&B?
I mean, I patronize a lot of F&B outlets.
As a customer?
As a customer, yeah, but no, we don't have any F&B experience. Yeah, I mean, it was quite daunting, but at the same time quite exciting, because I think as a young person, when you are trying to start something or what, right, especially that's not in your domain, but you're passionate about it, you go in with a lot of fervor. You want to learn everything. Yeah, and I think if you're genuine about learning and you're sincere with people, right, folks are gonna help you out.
So you mentioned that at the time you guys weren't the best at cooking.
Yeah.
So when you guys were starting out, how do you come up with your recipe?
Oh, bro. Okay, for the first 1 year, we did everything at Anson's house. So Anson is our COO, one of our co-founders. So we cook, we pack, and we deliver from his house.
Your base of operations,
Correct. It's like a ghetto setup like that, like a garage, kind of a setup. Yeah. So we did everything in his house. We spent about $1,000 to buy, some ingredients, some packaging, and I built a website from scratch. I was fortunate because in my previous 2 startups, from there I learned how to do things like digital marketing. How do you build your own e-commerce website? How do you transact online? Things like that. Yeah, so a lot of things were done in-house. Yeah, so regarding how we found the recipes, right, some came from my mom. Yeah, my mom loves to cook. Yeah, some came from online. Yeah, but of course we got to adjust a little bit. So I must say that initially the menu was not great. Yeah, but after 1 year, I think we got quite a bit of experience. Then we slowly decided that there is a limit to the growth if we continue being a home-based business. Yeah, so I think maximum we could do, right, was 300 to 400 meals per week.
Oh, that sounds quite a lot, no?
I mean, quite a lot for a 5-man operation lah. So there was the 3 of us, and then we like hired 2 of our other gym friends and said, "Hey bro, you want to earn some extra cash or not?" Then it's like, okay, you come to Anson's house and do these cooking things. And I said, okay, come on. Yeah, so 5 of us were packed and all, but 400 packs right per week right for 5 people to do is very very tiring like
sounds like it.
Work throughout the day, then still got to go and deliver the stuff then we need to go and buy the ingredients, all this, then we need to handle customer service and all. Yeah, so at the end of the first year we found that there was a cap to how much we could do, which also meant that there is a cap to how much we could earn. I mean, I asked ourselves like, do you want to spend the rest of your lives working 10 to 12 hours a day and earning like that much? Because if you want, right, I don't want. Yeah, I'd rather go find a job somewhere else. Yeah, so we actually almost gave up. And then there was this very good friend of mine. He used to run a blog shop business in Singapore. Sells very nice clothes lah. So the inspiration, right, was he told me, my wife designs all the clothes, but do you think we sew all the clothes? Like, we don't. Like, we go to some place in China, we find like a good manufacturer that can come up with the products at very good quality. They sell it to us at bulk, and then we add a margin, and then we sell it in Singapore lah. Then I was like, yeah, why can't I do that with my food? I mean, except I can't go to China, ask a guy to cook the food and sell it. So it was like, okay, but the central message is, how can we outsource this production to a kitchen partner, right, that has got the proper licensing, they've got your halal certificate, they've got manpower, they've got culinary know-how. Like, why don't you just find like a guy to do this, right, and then we pay him lah. So we went around searching, and then we finally got one guy, and it worked. So instantly halal certified, instantly got some food cert. We could like be aggressive in our online marketing. We could run advertisements. We could tell people that your food is coming from like a legit place and things like that. Yeah. So you fast forward it to today, right? We have got not just one kitchen partner, but we got 2. Like, one to serve the west side of Singapore, the other one to serve the east side plus the central. So it makes deliveries a bit faster lah, like imagine from the east you deliver all the way to like maybe Joo Koon area, right? It's gonna take a long time. So that helps us to get the food to the customers really quickly lah. So we got 2 kitchen partners, and instead of just 300 to 400 a week, right, we can do like 8 to 10,000 a week.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So that's the difference there lah.
When you transitioned to your first kitchen, right, was the product different? I mean, I'm sure it was, but
there were a few challenges that we encountered lah. First of all, our volume not high enough. Even though we were selling like 300 to 400 a week, right, like to the kitchen partner is not a lot because they have got manpower, they got facility, they got space, right? To them, 300 to 400 is considered small volume. So we had to convince the tauke of that central kitchen that we are going to grow very aggressively, and here's the plan. Same thing, it goes back to selling. Like, it's funny, right? Because we are the client now, right? If you think about it, we are going to be the client of this central kitchen because we are going to be paying you. But then I think if we really look at things objectively, right, even as a customer, a potential client, right, you want somebody to take onto your project, right, you must sell your project to this person, because there's this thing called opportunity cost. The concept of opportunity cost is very real because the kitchen could be doing another project instead of yours.
yeah.
So as an entrepreneur, you need to think about that also. Yeah, whether it's F&B business or not lah. So volume was one challenge. Second thing was, right, we didn't know how to document our recipes properly such that they can understand, okay, I'll cook according to this. Because when you cook for 100 people, it's very different compared to cooking for 10,000 people. You cannot just scale the ingredients like that one. Like, okay, for 100 people, right, this amount of meat, right, you must put maybe 100 grams of salt. Okay, so if I want to cook for 10 times the people, right, I just put 1 kilo lor. Cannot.
Yeah.
You will screw up the recipe. So there are all these challenges that we had to navigate around, and we had to work closely with their chefs to overcome this issue. And it boils back down to the same core skill lah. Do you have the EQ? Do you have the social skills? Do you have the personality and the sincerity, right, to connect with people so that there can be mutual trust? And people just want to see you succeed lah. There was ever somebody who told me, right, that the name YummyBros is very sexist. Yeah, you will only serve male customers. Yeah, and the funny thing, right, that this was coming from a branding specialist. Like, this guy specializes in helping companies with their branding. Yeah, so again, you look at it objectively. Is it true that if my brand name is YummyBros, I will only serve men? No what? You know about this brand called Auntie Anne's? Auntie Anne's?
Oh, yeah, the
You know
pretzels.
the pretzels? Oh, I love that pretzels, man. Yeah, but do they only serve women?
Yeah, because you don't think of it as Auntie Anne means they only sell to aunties, right? Because
Yeah.
that's obviously not how it works. So I mean, yeah, YummyBros. It's not about the customers, but YummyBros is you guys as an identity, right?
Yeah. Oh, but interestingly enough, more than half of our customers are female.
Your target audience is
So we target anybody, right, who is too busy to eat healthily. Before YummyBros, if you want to eat healthily, right, you will want to buy all the ingredients by yourself. Right, okay, so you want to do it healthily and affordably, right? And legitimately, you want to buy all the ingredients by yourself. You have to weigh it, you have to find the recipe to cook it, and then you got to actually do the cooking. Then you got to portion accordingly, because it doesn't make sense to just cook one meal at a time. You cook like a bunch of meals, you put it in some Tupperware, throw it in your fridge, right? Then when you want to eat, you just take out the microwave. Yeah, so typically people will do that. Then after that, they have to wash up. Yeah, the washing up part is probably the most painful part. Yeah, okay. So if you are too busy for that, then we solve everything for you, lor. You just place an order, everything comes to you. It tastes good, it's weighed correctly to the proportions that you want. It's healthy because we've got all the nutritional values that is required. Like, it's not just the calories, protein, carbohydrates, and fat and sodium. We tell you how much cholesterol is in it. We tell you how much potassium is in it, how much vitamin A, how much vitamin C, how much iron, how much calcium. Yeah, so all these facts, right, is readily available on the website so that you can make an informed purchasing decision.
Yeah, I think a lot of gym bros or people who gym a lot and they go on diets, sometimes they go on super aggressive diets and they eat a bunch of processed foods, right?
Yeah.
And they they look at the macros, but they don't really look at the micronutrients also,
Correct.
right?
Oh, that's very good. Yes, micros. Yeah.
So things like their minerals and vitamins. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you are a gym bro, right, and if protein is all you care about, I mean, I've been there lah. Yeah. Sure, no problem. Then when you come to our website to place your order, right, just look at the protein count, lor. But if you are somebody who is trying to reduce your blood pressure, or maybe you are trying to improve your heart health, right? Sure, order the stuff that is low in sodium. Yeah, or if you are somebody who is recovering from an injury, right, and you need like loads of vitamin C, or you just had a surgery and maybe your bones have been drilled into and you need calcium, right, then order the meals that are higher in calcium, lor. Yeah, so that's how we operate.
So was that always the goal from the start, or was the main focus getting just higher quality meal prep out there?
So quality, right, must always be there. Like, even though we start from Anson's home, right, the philosophy is always that if you want to have a good business, right, you cannot just be marginally better than the alternative. You have to excel in everything. You have to strive to be excellent at everything, not just the quality of your food, but your branding, your customer service, your delivery experience, your packaging. Like, everything has to be excellent. How does your website operate? You will never be perfect, but you need to at least every month tell yourself, right, okay, look, we are getting better at this, we're getting better at that. So that's what I got to say about quality lah. Okay, now back to, like, was this always the intended target audience? No. I think that this company has grown based on our own lives also lah. So when we started off, we were like those super hardcore gym bros lah. So we only care about protein only. Yeah, we care about macros only. Yeah. Then slowly as we became a more established company, we start to think like, hey, we should do something for the folks who are looking to power lift. People who are trying to lose weight, people who are trying to eat healthy in general, people who are trying to recover from injury, etc. etc. Yeah, so that was how our target audience, right, slowly expand over the 7 years.
Do you guys do any learning, or how is research process like when you guys were expanding to different target audiences?
Okay, so the key thing is the customer. So let's say we are trying to serve the gym bro, then we go and talk to gym bros lor. If let's say we're trying to talk to people who are trying to lose weight, then we go and talk to those people who are trying to lose weight lor. So the key research was speak to the people, right, who will be in need of your product. Yeah. Ask them for feedback lor. Say, hey bro, if we do this, you like or not? Will you pay for it or not? You sure? You really are? Okay, now pay. So because when they actually pay, right, then that is a true validation of whether you are solving that problem or not. Yeah. And not just pay one time.
Like they come back and order more?
Yeah. Okay, so another cool thing about our YummyBros is that we don't have a subscription model. Yeah, so it's not like, okay, I pay X dollars a month, right? Then every day food gets delivered to my doorstep. We don't want that. We want it to be something that our customers will go through the hassle of ordering again so that they get the product. So this is a true validation, right, of whether your product is good or not, whether your service is good or not, your branding, your customer service, your delivery experience, whether all this is good or not. And another key reason, right, is that we don't want to tie down our customers financially lah. And we want to give them the flexibility of choosing what they want to eat every week. So you every week come back, oh?
Yeah, because a lot of people, their gripe with meal prep is that they don't want to eat the same meals every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you brought up a good point that you want customers to intentionally use your service because, truth be told, ordering Grab is for sure easier, right? You just go on, scroll, click, then order already. Then in a few minutes, it'll come, right? So I think, your product should be good enough that people intentionally go out their way to get it, right?
Correct, bro. There was one time, this customer wrote in an email, right, to challenge us on the accuracy of our nutritional values. Sure or not, got this much protein? Sure or not, your carbs so low? Sure or not, sure or not? Yeah, so I think most brands would shun away from such things and just like, hey, this is just a troll. You know, we don't have to reply him. But we decided to go into an engagement with this person. Yeah, so we explained, okay, this is how we calculate our nutritional values. Like the whole step-by-step procedure. We actually tell him everything. Yeah. We couldn't reach an agreement. But it's okay, because we were very transparent and, we gave him everything we knew. Then this person happens to be one of the prominent bodybuilders in Singapore.
Oh.
Yeah, and we have become good friends. We all love this thing called fitness. Just because you have your views on fitness, I have my views, doesn't mean we cannot be friends.
Yeah, and I'm sure the reason he was challenging the food's nutritional content is not because it's like a personal attack, right? But because, as a also fitness orientated individual, I'm sure it's like a genuine concern also, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, so we view it from that standpoint.
Prior to expanding, what did a typical work day or work week look like?
At Anson's house,
Yeah.
Wow.
So you mentioned 10 to 12 hours a day, right?
Yeah, so that time, right, I spend more time with my co-founders than with my wife lah. So early in the morning, I will do the website building stuff. Because even though we launched the thing, you still got to improve stuff. Yeah, then I'll do my marketing tasks. Then after that, maybe around in the late afternoon time, we'll all go over to Anson's house to help him with the washing of ingredients, marinating. Man, I can't cook for nuts, man. So I just follow his instructions. Yeah, and then when it's time to pack, we pack. We do admin at his house. So we bring a laptop over. Yeah, paste stickers onto boxes. Yeah, clean up, shift stuff from freezer to freezer. Very manual work lah. But today, right, is different. Today I spend a lot of my time thinking about what opportunities should we pursue and what opportunities should we not pursue, because remember we were talking about this thing called opportunity cost. Yeah, so it's more strategic thinking when you reach a certain stage lah.
Yeah, I think it's great that you were able to outsource the manual work, right? Because that leaves you more time to actually work on the core of the business and improve it in that sense, right?
Oh, that's a great point. Like as a business owner or entrepreneur, right, you want to be working on the business, not in the business, right? That's a key difference. Yeah. So that's why a lot of people say that they are business owners, but unfortunately they are not. Because, right, if they stop working, money doesn't come in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You need to look at it as like I'm building a machine. Yeah, that generates income. Yeah. So how do I feed this machine with good stuff, good people, good tools, good funding, good resources, so that it can be an efficient machine.
Yeah, it's like if you have the machine, but you need to stand there and keep cranking the machine all day, then you can't spend time actually improving the machine, right? When you expanded to cook for more people, or I guess when the kitchen did, what were the biggest challenges that you had faced?
I think trying to maintain a healthy vendor-client relationship, right, was a good obstacle for us to go through lah. Because it's even though you're the client, you cannot behave as if like, oh, you're damn entitled, you're like, oh, I'm the big boss. Cannot. It has to be a collaborative partnership. Yeah. So that can be very challenging, because in order to do that, you need to understand what are your vendors' own challenges. Yeah. Do they have any limitations, such as stopping them from fulfilling the kind of service that you want them to fulfill? Yeah. So it gets easier when you get to know them better.
If you're friends with them, they are also more willing to go out of their way to do more for you also, right, as a client.
Yeah.
What is the proudest moment you've had running your business?
I think it comes more from personal growth lah. Yeah, I mean, okay, we have won awards, we have got customers telling us how much weight they have lost, how quickly they reach their fitness goals, or like how much easier their lives are. Like when we read the Google reviews and things like that, I mean, it's very good lah. Yeah, but I think the most rewarding part, right, is when you see yourself grow as a person. Yeah, so the relationship that I have with my co-founders now and with my staff, right, is very warm now lah. Like in the initial time, maybe because I was aggressively ambitious, yeah, so that will have some friction, yeah, within my internal team. Yeah, but now that we are at a certain stage already, right, then I start to focus more on helping my people to grow, right. Yeah, then it becomes, in the end, I also own self grow. I become more patient. I become more I empathize more lah. Yeah, and I realize I also become more caring, more giving, more generous to them lah. Yeah.
So how do you handle customer feedback?
It depends on what kind of feedback, man. Yeah, but most of them are actually opportunities. Our website is custom built. Yeah, and we custom build it because of the customizations of our customers' meals and things like that, and to automate certain things. We actually inbuilt a customer relation management like module on our website. Yeah, most companies can buy this off the shelf because their e-commerce platform is off the shelf, but ours had to be custom built lah, because it's a custom platform. Yeah, so we take all of our customers' feedback, their complaints and everything, right? We put it into like this short form called CRM lah, right? We put it into this CRM module so that anybody who is taking over customer service can actually see the history of like, oh, what this person has been experiencing. And there's even a portion where our kitchen partners can access all these complaints and feedback. Yeah, we want them to see. Yeah, but of course it's not for them to like, hey, you see you made a mistake. No, it's so that at the end of the month, when we have our monthly meetings together with them, right, we can all pull this out, and because they've already seen this, we can have a meaningful discussion on like, okay, how are we going to solve this problem? How are we going to prevent this error from happening again? Yeah, so that's how we deal with customer feedback.
I think you brought up a good point. People need to know lah, like what's going on. So imagine if you collect all this feedback, then at the end of the month, you suddenly throw it all on the chefs. I think they're also not...
Yeah, they stun.
Yeah, they'll become defensive, right? And that's just human nature.
Yeah.
So I think it's an interesting approach you have to how you manage customer feedback. This approach, was it from the start, or is it like were there some incidents where customer feedback wasn't taken too well and then you realize, actually maybe we need to approach this differently?
The good thing, right, is that we don't get a lot of complaints. Okay, today maybe it's about just 2-3 a week. Yeah, which is really great. Yeah, but back then we didn't have this like platform lah to consolidate all the feedback, because we dealt with things by ourselves mah. It's when we start to have different partners, like, oh, we got delivery partner now, we got these 2 kitchen partners right now. Like, we don't want to have like just a WhatsApp group and then we just say, hey guys, customer complained this one. Hey guys, customer complained that one. It becomes very unorganized, The tipping point was that when we had to communicate multiple feedbacks and complaints, right, to multiple vendors. That's why we decided we need a tool. Yeah, we need a tool that can help us be serious about this thing.
What do you feel like has been some of the more impactful things you've learned on your entrepreneurship journey? Not just in YummyBros.
I think a lot of us have this habit, right, of being extremists when it comes to opinions or views. This is very good. This is very bad. I must do this. I must do that. Like, actually, how the world works, right? The world doesn't work on extreme ends. A lot of times, right, is in the middle of the spectrum. We need to be holistic people, lah. Yeah. So how about you chill a bit there? Allocate a bit of time and space, right, for like your arts, like your literature. Yeah, because one of the things that helped me a lot, right, is being a good designer. Yeah, I somehow know how to design stuff. Like I just know what looks good and what doesn't look good. Maybe because I spend a lot of time looking at different ads, looking at different kinds of designs, how do people design their logos and things like that. So maybe from there I got this eye lah. Yeah, so I think it's good to be fluid about your opinions. Be willing to change your opinions sometimes. It's not about having no backbone lah, but it's being able, right, to be open-minded enough, right, to see things in different light lor. Yeah, and it's not just dislike or dislike. You need to be able to see in between also. So I think entrepreneurship has really taught me this, because a lot of people, they have this idea, they got this like desire to have their own business, to have their own startup, but they never go into it, because they are extremists. It must be very good, then I will start. I must have $1 million funding, then I will start. Like to them, right, they cannot like start one small thing first, slowly grow. They cannot start from home. They cannot have like just start with $1,000. So that's one extreme end. The other extreme end is like, I cannot do it one lah. I'm not capable enough. I don't know any people that can help me, blah blah blah. But they're not seeing in between. Yeah. So I think this is a helpful mindset to have.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like there's no such thing as the perfect time to start a business. So during COVID, were there any challenges you faced?
Have. So but it was more of operational issues lah. The fact that we were online only, right, was a good thing, because we don't have to deal with like the social distancing of a retail store. But when our vendor was packing food in the kitchen, there had to be social distancing, which meant that how are we going to pack all the orders in time, because we experienced like a influx of orders during COVID lah. Yeah, it's like, okay, how are we gonna handle the demand when we got all these restrictions and all? Yeah, and then when the delivery people came to pick up the orders, also must have social distancing and things like that.
So that time, were you operating with one or two kitchens?
One kitchen only.
So when was the second kitchen?
About third or fourth year onwards.
I see.
Yeah.
So is it the same company?
Different company.
Oh, so were there any challenges there?
Yes.
How so?
Well, how to be fair to both kitchens, we have to make sure that both sides are happy lah. Yeah, and also how do you make things consistent?
Yeah, like QC, right? Because the more you expand, different people are handling your product. It's bound to change, right?
Yeah. So you always need to have some contingency plan lah.
If you had a chance to restart, what would you do differently?
Nothing. No regrets, bro. I mean, I would say that not everything is perfect, but the journey was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as unpleasant as it was, I mean, startup's difficult lah, right? Yeah, but I don't know, to me it was perfect. I will not change anything.
What are some of the future goals you have for your business?
I want to expand my team. Ever since I started to hire people and started to learn more about myself so that I can be like a better boss. I feel that I want to have more people benefit from this. So I want to be able to find more people that I can work with, right, to actually give this experience also lah. I mean, I don't expect them to work for me for a lifetime or what lah, but I just want, when I hire you, right, and when you come to work for me, I want it to be a remarkable experience.
What advice do you have for people who are looking to venture into the food business?
If you want to venture into the food business, right, you cannot just focus purely on the food product. Yeah, I think a lot of reasons why F&B startups tend to have issues is because they pay 90% of the attention, right, on like the food. It must taste damn good, the recipe must be perfect, blah blah blah, all this, right? But there's a lot more to running a business. There's your branding, there's your customer service, there's the dining experience. How are your service staff trained? Then you got the financials of it. You got your marketing, you got business development. So look at your entire F&B business, right, as a business itself, not just the product. Yeah.
Yeah, because even if your food tastes like amazing, if no one knows about it, or if the people who go there and eat have a bad experience, they may likely not want to go back, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So do you have any advice just for entrepreneurship in general?
A very common trait that entrepreneurs have, right, is proactiveness. You have to be extremely proactive because nobody's going to tell you what to do, how to do, when to do, why to do. So you have to be proactive. You have to somehow be able to give yourself these instructions. You have to be self-directing. Because nobody's going to tell you, you know.
Yeah.
And even if you have a mentor, right, if you are not self-directing, you're not going to be able to make full use of the mentor. Even if you are endowed with funds, like, I don't know, man, somebody likes you very much, decides to give you a couple of $100,000, right, to start your thing. But if you are not self-directing, right, you won't know what to do with the money. Do you not be self-directing on your actions, your learnings, and everything else that's required in doing stuff? So to use navigation as an analogy, right, there is no map and compass given to you. You have to draw up your own map, you have to build your own compass. Like that is the degree of proactiveness that you need to have if you want to be an entrepreneur. But if you don't have that, it's okay. You see, like, we don't be extremists, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have that, sure, go find a co-founder, right, that is like that. While you focus on maybe the more technical side of the business, like you want to make the product very good. Then let this guy, right, go settle the rest of the important functions of the business. Let him settle the marketing. You know, like, maybe I think that's how it can work.
Yeah, I think this not being extremist thing is actually, it's quite applicable to a lot of things in life, right? Thank you so much to everyone for watching. So please do check out YummyBros if you have the time. I think their products have been great. Thank you so much for coming on to share, and share your thoughts in the comments down below. And yeah, thanks for watching.